Test, test, test. The following High Button Sports presentation of the Nova Scotia U18 Major Hockey League is a training broadcast. You're currently watching preseason coverage. Our broadcast crew is using these preseason games for training and preparation for the upcoming season. Thank you for your patience as our crew gets our reps in. Regular High Button Sports coverage begins soon.
Company, they are your back to back to back.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to tonight's presentation of the Nova Scotia U18 Major Hockey League preseason live on High Button Sports. We are at the Apple capital of the province. Yes, you guessed it, Berwick, Nova Scotia. The Valley Jets set to skate in their second preseason game. They played over the weekend against the South Shore Mustangs, won that game 6-3. This will be game number 6 for the Steele Subaru. They bring a 4-1 record into tonight's contest. They lost yesterday against the Pictou County Weeks in overtime. 6-5 was the final there, suffering their first loss. Subaru have 3 Quebec-made Maritime Junior Hockey League draft picks in their lineup tonight. Justin Cluett, who played for the March and Milko Hunters the last 2 seasons. He is now in a Subaru uniform. While Hunter McLean from the Drummondville Voltigeurs was drafted this past June in Halifax. Brendan Smith, a Gatineau Olympic draft pick 2 years ago. And Justin Cluett was drafted to the Charlottetown Islanders. And of course, the Quebec Maritime camps going on right now, as well as the Maritime Hockey League. So these are both teams that are not without their full rosters. We're excited to get going up here in the booth. Even though it's just preseason, the actual regular season is just creeping its way around the corner. Teams are starting to form as more and more players come back from junior camps. It's exciting to have another year of High Button Sports coverage of this league. This will be our 3rd season covering the league in its entirety, and we cannot wait for what should be another amazing season. Starting in net for the Steele Subaru will be Matthias Rusin. He played for the Dartmouth High Spartans in the Metro High School Hockey League last season. He's made himself a serious case to make the step up to U18 Major of his play in the preseason. On the other side of the ice, 31 Tatum Ennis, local kid, played in the U15 Major Hockey League. He is a first-year eligible, 2011 born, looking to make the jump from U15 to U18. Referees discussing on center ice. Looks like we're ready to go. Opening puck drop is now underway, and we are live from the Apple capital. First touch go to the Subaru. As I mentioned just a few moments ago, they lost in overtime last night in Pictou County. That's going to be an early whistle just 9 seconds in for offside. Owen Sparks is now available for the Subaru. He was just here at the rookie camp in the MHL Valley Wildcats. Was released the other day, is now looking forward to his second year with the Steele Subaru, as that's going to be played on goal, and that will be covered up by Ennis, who was taking no chances. Shot from center ice. So 2 quick whistles in the early goings of this game. In for the face-off is Devin DeBay for the Steele Subaru, opposing Nolan Breen. Puck is dropped. They battle for it in the corner. It's going to come free. DeBay plays it for Sparks. To the line, here's Mason Wakeham, the Dartmouth Whaler. Over to Braxton Robertson. His stretch pass will go off a skate. Spark collects it. Back up top for Robertson. Robertson's shot will go off the glove of Ennis. Play to the corner. DeBay looking for the rebound. Robertson gets it again. He'll fire one towards the goal. Off the helmet in front. That's going to be gloved down by Ennis once more, and that will stop play. Early surge from the Subs here. 3 shots, less than a minute into the contest. Both teams will make changes. And for the draw is Jack Taylor for the Subaru. Played for the Dartmouth Whalers as well last season. Puck drop won by the Valley. Here's Colby Troop. Troop will dish it off for his partner, that's Martin Blinn. Comes free for Hunter McLean. Bounces off the wall. Here comes Kellen Miller. Miller had a goal in the opening preseason game on Sunday here in Berwick. That'll be turned over, neutralized. Jackson Camos will direct that into the zone. Camos, a Bedford Bandit, looking to make a big impact on the Subs in his first season of U18 eligibility. His no-look pass will be intercepted by Hunter Martin, number 3 for the Valley Wildcats. Collision along the boards. Jaden Hall pinching into the zone from the blue line. Puck kept in by McLean on the forecheck. Camos looking to dig it loose. He's pinned to the boards by Leo Harple. Harpo played for the Halifax Wolverines last season. He's trying to make himself a Valley Wildcat this season. Wildcats get possession. Here's Harple. Cross-ice pass will go through a few sticks. Ends up on the twig of Martin. He'll play it back in his own zone. Martin Blinn has the puck. Valley breaking out in the neutral ice. Harple takes over again. He'll push it into the zone. That's going to be picked up by Maddox Burke. Burke, another one of those Bedford Bandits looking to make the jump to U18 Major. Him and Camos had some pretty good chemistry last season over in Bedford. As he'll lose the puck at center. Gets it back. He'll play that in the zone. Takes the hit while doing so. Ennis out to play it. He'll go backhand up the wall. It's going to be kept in by Jonah Carew, pinching into the zone. There's a pass to the slot. Shot will just sail wide as Justin Cluett, the Islanders draft pick, just missed the net there. That'll be worked out of the zone by the Valley. Collision at center as Carew has the puck on his stick in his own zone. Makes the play to Cameron. Cameron finds Burke. Cameron and Burke playing together, a couple former Bedford Bandits. Seems like I'm repeating myself, but there was a lot of crossover between those two teams at this tryout camp, but that's going to be feathered on goal and covered up by Ennis for another whistle. Robertson and Wakeham back out there on D for the Steele Subaru. DeBay draws back into the face-off circle. Puck dropped. That's him and Nola Breen went at the dot. There's Wakeham near the middle of the circle as he got poked off the puck, looking to shoot that one on net. Played back in the zone. Here's Tyler Fowler for the Valley. Looks to stave off the forecheck of DeBay. Collision along the wall, turned over. That's going to be touched up, and a whistle will blow for a penalty. Referee at center ice indicating the trip. So the Valley will have themselves a power play to start things off. DeBay, the guilty party in this situation. The Valley found themselves in a similar situation in their preseason opener on Sunday. Mustangs heavily outshot them, but once they got their second shot on goal, they were able to score the game's opener. About 2 minutes left to go on the power play, so let's see if things will repeat themselves here in this one. Here's Blinn. Over to Tyler Fowler. Pass across will be intercepted. Here comes a shorthanded chance for the Subaru. As way out to play it is Ennis, and he made the right move there. Prevented a possible breakaway with that aggressive mindset. Collision at center. Puck will be picked up by the Subaru, and that will be cleared all the way down by Cole Taylor, number 2 in blue tonight. Hall finds a loose puck, and there's a guitar riff from the speaker. I must remind you all that we are still in preseason, so we're all trying to fine-tune everything. I'll probably make a few mistakes tonight. We're all trying to get back into shape. As you can tell, the Valley power play not quite in sync just yet, but there's still a lot of time before the regular season opener, which will be September 10th weekend. We're still in August, so as I just mentioned, expect a bit of rust from everyone in the rink. as that one was deflected out of play. 1:03 to go on the Valley power play. They'll take the face-off in their own zone. Jared Conlon out there to take the draw against Nolan Breen. Valley get possession. They'll slow things down from behind their own net. Here's Troop. Troop will enter the offensive side with 50 seconds to go in the power play. And that will be disrupted and cleared down once more. Ennis will play the puck again, trying to pump fake Sparks, and he did so successfully with that move with the stick. That's going to be fired on goal from the center ice line, and there to make the save is Matthias Rusin. Valley have it again in their own corner. 5 minutes have gone in the opening frame, so no score. Shots are 4-1. Morash will throw that up the wall. Here's Troop with 10 seconds to go on the penalty to DeBay. Morash will put that in the zone. Rusin gets another touch as he leaves it behind the net. Grega will play it over to Jonah Carew. As we're now back to 5 apiece. Here's McLean looking to center it for Cole Taylor. That will be played back inside the Subaru zone. Valley will head for the bench for a change. Carew will take his space and fight the puck out himself. Here's Camus battling down low with Harple. Puck comes available for Hunter McLean. Here's Jack Taylor centering pass, and McLean will just go through his stick looking to open the scoring. There's Miller. He'll guide that into the zone, rimmed around the boards. Picked up by Jack Terrace down low. Miller lifting some sticks as it's now 3-on-3 behind Rusin's net. Here come the Subs now in transition. Pass for McLean will go off his skate. Battle ensues at center. Wakeham finds it. He'll take a hit and send that into the zone as Harple and Wakeham collide on the entry. Another big hit, this time on Kellen Miller. Jackson Camus throwing his weight around. That will be whistled down for an icing call. So physicality ramping up. A lot of these players have been playing against each other for many seasons. Of course, with the U15 major, Dartmouth Whalers and Bedford Bandits graduating to this team, and same goes for the U15 Valley Wildcats. A lot of these players were matched up against each other for, you could say, in the past 4 seasons. There's a shot off the face-off. That'll be blocked as Cluett hits a shin pad. Here come the Valley other way. Miller looking to center it. Comes free shot off the pad. Rebound kept out by Rusin as well. Couple good looks there from the Valley. Miller set up his teammate Lonergan. Excuse me, that was Harple, number 18. So Harple getting a few good looks here early on. Zach Banks takes the face off for the Valley on the offensive side. That's going to be won back by the Sioux, chipped off the glass. Foot race for the puck. Looks like Cluett will get there first as he's battling with Jackson Ringette. Ringette played for the U16 AAA Wildcats last season. Here's Burke. Takes the pass from Cluett. Has it up top, but he'll get forced to neutral ice by Ringette. Burke will play that softly back into the zone. And it's out to play, and that's going to be a penalty on the Valley goaltender. At least it should be. Let's see what they come up with here. No call on the play. Looks like they're discussing it. By rule, there we go, and there's the call by the referee. So it will be a Sioux power play. If the goalie does play the puck into the netting, it is an automatic penalty on the goaltender, delay of game. But it doesn't look like they're going to enforce it. Referees having a discussion at the timekeeper's box. I don't think the Valley know that they just took a penalty. A lot of confusion here, and once again I must remind everyone it is the preseason. Referee giving the explanation to the goaltender Tatum Innes. And it looks like the correct call will be made. So here comes the Subaru power play looking to open the scoring. That's going to be one to the line. Shot will go off a skate and out of play. This time not by the goaltender, and it hit a opposition body. Greca was the let the point shot go. Face-off will be on the opposite side, this time to the blocker area of Ennis. There's a centering pass. It's going off a skate again. There's Zach Fougier, played for the Basin Armada last season. As pass in the corner will be intercepted and sent all the way down the ice. Rusin leaves it for Carew. Up to Grega. He finds Brendan Smith, the Gatineau Olympic draft pick. Shot will go off the side of the net. Smith gets his own rebound. Here's Carew, the top of the zone. Puts the brakes on, looking for a lane. Shoots one, blocked off the shin pad. Here's Smith, down low. Looking to set up a man in front, but that will be fanned on. Smith finds it again. Played back to the line. Here's Fougier for the Subaru. Over the Carew. Carew, the top of the circle, over across. One-timer will be once again fanned on by Smith, and that will go wide. Chance for the Valley to clear, but kept in by the Subaru. Good forecheck from them as Smith makes the defender fall with a spin. Here's Carew. Shot low off the pad. Rebound cleared to the wall. Smith gets it back and will play to the line, but that'll be out of the reach of Fougier. And Subaru, after a great effort on the power play, will be forced to retreat back in their own zone. 6.5 to go in the opening period. Here's Braxton Robertson scanning the ice, looking for a stick. Finds Wakeham. Mason Wakeham enters his zone on the far side, looking for an option. Puts the brakes on near the half wall. Still has it. Wakeham across. Here's Sparks. Sparks shot tipped wide by Conlon. Puck available in the corner. 1-on-2. Now 2-on-2 down low. Chance for the Valley to clear, and they will do just that. Robertson picks up the puck behind Rusin's net with 8 seconds to go on the man advantage. Robertson gets by the first forechecker. Still has it at center. Enters his zone in the middle. Drops it for Sparks. Penalty is now over. Back to 5 apiece. So both teams unsuccessful in their first attempts on the power play here in this preseason matchup. Victor Barto-Kelly will intercept. That's going to be cleared down by Morash. Off the skate of Caleb Howard. Rusin out to play it, but that will be icing. But with the intent of the goalie to go play the puck, you're not sure if that would be a call. But once again, I must remind you all, this is the preseason. We're still all trying to get into shape. Looks like they might bring this back to center. So referees getting their rule books out here early on. Got to give credit to them. It's a tough gig how to remember all those rules. I sure don't remember half of them. But this is their job, and they're doing a pretty good job of it so far. They've had a few tough instances in this game with that goaltender playing the puck into the netting, and now a different kind of situation with the goalie playing the puck. This time he intended to play it on that icing, but referees made the call and there was no icing on the play. Here's Fowler. He'll go D to D. Valley looking to stretch that into the zone. Lonergan will steer that in behind the Subs net. Here's Hall. Jaden Hall will kiss it off the glass. Picked up by Tyler Fowler. Turned over. Hall has it again. He'll send that in the opposite corner. Ringette back to get the puck as Hunter McLean on the forecheck. McLean definitely the tallest guy out there tonight. And that will be whistled for an offside as the puck exited the zone. Just about 5 minutes to go in the first period. So no score here in the Apple capital of the province, Berwick, Nova Scotia. Valley Wildcats hosting the Steele Subaru preseason action on highbuttonsports.ca. Valley win the face-off. Troop will dish it for Will McGraw. Intercepted by Maddox Burke. Burke makes a move. Has it behind the net, looking for a stick. Played up top for Hall. Hall back for Burke. Burke with a nice move at the top of the circle. Holds on to it. Centering pass will go off a stick and a save made by Innes. Played back to the line. Here's Hall dancing his way to the corner. Down low for Camus. Camus cycles it in deep looking for Burke, but that will be intercepted by the Valley. And there's a penalty in the play as fighting for that loose puck was Burke, and he hit the player a little too far away from the boards, indicating a boarding, as you can see by the signal at center ice. Not a vicious play from Burke, but one you got to call if you are the official in that instance. Trying to protect the players at the end of the day. That's the other part of the official's job. Breen will take the face-off. Second opportunity for the Wildcats on this man advantage. They were not able to get many opportunities in the first one. Let's see what this one has in store. That's going to be off a shin pad. Here comes Justin Cluett, all alone for a breakaway. Cluett, forehand, backhand, just goes wide as he faked the shot on the forehand in Crosby-like fashion. Try to lift it up over the pad on the backhand, but missed the target. That's going to be sent down the ice by Cluett again. Picked up by Drew Cameron. He'll advance that to the opposite corner. Steered back in the zone. Cameron loses it. Wildcats get possession back. Here's Breen. Wildcats looking to break out of their zone. Intercepted. Here's Cameron. Cameron shot, scores off the crossbar into the back of the net. Subs shorthanded goal. Cameron picks his spot over the glove. And the Dartmouth-based team are first on the board here in Berwick. That'll be an unassisted marker. Cameron did all the work. He collected the puck on the forecheck and sniped one over the shoulder of Tatum Innes. Subs strike first. Here's Wakeham. There's still a minute and 15 to go on the penalty to the Steele Subaru. That'll be cleared down the ice. Innes out to play it. Picked up. Here's Fowler. Fowler over for Harpel. Here comes Leo Harpel. Enters the zone. Puts the brakes on. Steered to the wall for Ringette. Intercepted and sent down the ice once more by Wason Wakeham. And it's once again aggressively playing the puck. It pays off once more. Here's Harpel. Takes the pass from his goaltender. Over to Fowler. Fowler takes a hit while putting the puck in the zone. That's going to be sent down the ice by the Sioux by Wakeham once more. That's 3 in a row for the Dartmouth Whaler defenseman. 30 seconds remaining on the Valley power play. Here's Harpel, takes the pass. Has it on the far side wall, dishes it off for Miller after taking a big hit from Brendan Smith. Smith throwing his weight around here on the penalty kill. Another big collision, and that will be squirted to the center ice circle. Here's Troop. Sent towards the blue line, picked up. There's Miller. Miller goes through his legs. Plays it to the corner. As we're now back to 5-on-5, another collision. Smith once more with the body check. The identity of the Subs last year was their heaviness in the forecheck, and looks like that has been preached here on the new head coach, Ian Haverstock. Marty King leaving the Steele Subaru after 11 seasons, and there's a big hit, but not much out of that one as Martin able to stay on his feet for that big open ice hit. But Marty King, as I finish my thought, 11 seasons behind the Subaru bench, and it's a new era now in Dartmouth with his departure. But looks like the identity of the team is carried on through him as this very hard forechecking and physical Subaru team here in this preseason game. Battle for the loose puck. There's Conlon. Played up the wall for Sparks. Played back into the zone by Jackson. Or sorry, that's Austin Roby, show number 23. He'll let a shot go off the pad of Rusin. Here's Hall. He'll get pinned to the boards. Sent over across. Victor Bartow Kelly there to play it back into the zone. He'll take a hit from Jared Conlon. Last minute of play in the first, as me and the rink announcer were in sync there unintentionally. That's just a pretty special moment there. Hall will play it up towards the blue line. Here's DeBay. Cross-ice pass will be intercepted by Finn Breen. McLean will take over. Dishes it off. That's going to be lost at the blue line on the entry. Valley get it back, 30 seconds to go. Morash will play that across the zone. Here's Robichaud. Play to the boards by the Subaru, 18 seconds remaining. Here comes Camus. Can't get that puck in deep. Picked up by Jack Taylor. Innes will play that behind his own net with 5 seconds remaining. We'll have a whistle as the net came dislodged. So just 4 seconds remaining. We'll have what probably will be our last face-off of the first period. It will be in neutral ice. Taylor will win the face-off, and that'll do it for the opening frame. So the Subaru are the first on the board, and they're only on one on the board so far. Drew Cameron, shorthanded goal is the only thing to report out of that first period. We'll be right back for the second after this.
For Shaw. There's a center, they score! And the Marlies win it 5-4.
The year that we all came in, it was a tradesman back then that they had, and we had a ton of fun, and we enjoyed being at the rink. We enjoyed playing hockey, and first taste of kind of being at the rink every day. My first time getting to travel through the province to play. You know, every weekend you're going somewhere else, not just staying in Cape Breton. I'll never forget those days. It was, you know, we'd always drive to the rink, me and a couple of my buddies. You know, the group that we had that year was you know, one of my favorite years in hockey. And you know, when you grow up, you always hear about the guys in the country are, you know, really skilled, really highly touted, and here it's just, you know, put your work boots on. Back at that age, it's, you know, it's hard to see that. It's hard to see that you're going to be able to play hockey for a living. You know, you're also thinking about your education and all that, and that's very important. My friends, you know, that I've met them through hockey, whether it was through minor hockey, through major midget, through professional, just enjoy every day you go to the rink. You know, I'm forever grateful for all the opportunities that I've had that hockey brought me, and you know, it all started in Cape Breton with minor hockey, and then on to the major midget league. And
welcome back for the second period of play. One thing is the score 11. Subaru on the board first here in Berwick. You're watching High Button Sports coverage of the U18 preseason. We have an early penalty, just 47 seconds into the second period. Valley will go back to the power play. McLean is a penalized player. So Valley gave up a shorthanded goal, as we all know, on their previous man advantage attempt. So we're hoping for a better result in this one. Puck is dropped. One to the line. Valley have possession. Here's Harple. Played back to the blue line. Here's a shot from Ringette. That will be played into the zone. Wakem with a chance to clear. He was a big part of their last successful penalty kill. He cleared the puck down the ice about 3 times. Here's a turnover. Harple's shot will go up and high. And a good look there from the former Halifax Wolverine. He has the puck again, but that'll be played to the corner. Harple trying to get by Taylor. Play to the line once more. Back down low. Here's Lonergan. Camus will work that free. Valley get it back. Here's Harple. Back for Ringette, but that will bounce out of the zone. Valley forced to retreat. Jack Taylor will send that into the Valley corner. Innes there to play it. Here comes Nolan Breen. Fowler has it over to Rolls. Rolls centering pass will go off the pad of the goaltender Medias Rusin. Martin Blinn has it with 40 seconds to go. And the power play shot will go off a shin pad in front. Looks like Robertson got a piece of that. Once again, puck in the corner. Back to the line. Blinn will send it over. Shot deflected in front, but save made by Medias Rusin. As I mentioned at the top of the show, Rusin played for the Dartmouth High Spartans in the Metro High School Hockey League. the season before. He played for the Dartmouth Whalers alongside Silas Mullins, who is the backup goalie as of right now, but I'm sure we'll see both of the goalies in action here in this game. Mullins as well as Sparks were both at this Valley Wildcats Junior A rookie camp, both making their return from that to the Subaru lineup. Here's Breen. Down low, rolls back for Breen. Picked up by Terrace. Jack Terrace has it behind the net. Played to the boards for Rolls. Troop has it. Troop for Blinnon. As Pally now over, intercepted Carew, fires it down the ice, looking to stretch Berg for a breakaway, but unable to coordinate that one correctly, and that will result in a icing call for the Subaru. Nice try there from Carew, trying to spring the man out of the box, but just an inch on the wrong side of the blue line. As we all know, this game is a game of inches. Everyone matters, and that was evident in that play. Face off in the Subaru zone. One back by the Valley, played in deep. Carew tangles up his man. Hall play the boards. Comes free in the slot, but Hall steers it to safety. He gets it back, but he's fought off the puck by Kellen Miller on the back check. Couple body checks and neutral ice, but eventually that will be sent into the Valley zone. Working on the forecheck, and there's a massive collision. Cluett destroys his man. That was Victor Bartow-Kelly feeling the effects of Justin Cluett. Here he is with the puck. Cluett fakes the draw pass, shoots one, stopped by Innes. Rebound is played in front but kept out by Tatum Innes. Another big shift from the Subaru. The third year Cluett throwing his weight around in the corner. Both sides will make changes. Zach Banks will take the face-off against DeBay inside the Valley zone. One back by the Wildcats. Play to center, another collision, neutral ice. Nearly a 2-on-1, but well defended by Cole Taylor, number 2, the defenseman. Puck comes available just inside the blue line in the Wildcat zone. 11.5 to go in the second period as there goes Burke's bucket. Forces a retreat back to the bench as he can't play that pass. That would have been right to him. I believe the Subaru are looking for an equipment manager. Not sure if they filled that position, but I saw that advertised on their social media. That'll be another icing call. Face off back inside the Wildcat zone. It is 1-0 for the Dartmouth-based Steele Subaru. Drew Cameron scored a shorthanded marker back in the first period. Shots are registered at 11-6 for the Subs. Here's a shot from Wakeham off the face-off, loved to the corner by Innes. Robichaud collects the puck. He'll go over for McLaughlin. McLaughlin gets that in deep, takes a hit from Taylor. Ruzin out to play it, loses it. Here's a centering pass in front of Ruzin out of his net, but able to get back in time, and the cage comes dislodged. So that will result in a whistle. They'll drop the puck. Looks like a neutral ice on the near side, across from the Wildcats bench. Puck dropped, one ahead by the Subaru. Here's Conlon with a nifty move to play that in midair, but he's hit off the biscuit by the Wildcat defender. Picked up on the blue line, but played offside, so that will stop play once more. Pace slowing down a bit here. About 5 minutes into the second period. As I mentioned, this is the 6th preseason game for the Subaru, so they've been playing a lot of hockey, but they also do have a lot of players who are in multiple camps as well. some players still not available for them that are still trying out in the junior ranks. As here's Owen Sparks. Sparks gets steered to the wall. Shot from the blue line will be off the glove. Rebound sent on net by Taylor, but just wide. Might have hit a body on its way to the Wildcats goaltender. Comlin finds it, cycle down low. Wildcats have a chance to pick it up as Blinn collides heavily with Sparks, looking for that puck on the wall. Sparks hits it back, makes the play for Comlin. Shot stopped by Innes. Rebound sent on goal between the legs of Comlin. Innes once more will cover things up, make that 15 shots and exactly 5 minutes of play here in the second period. DeBay will take the face-off against. Here's McLean, poked off the puck in the slot. Taking the face-off there was Kellen Miller, number 9, as he will find it in the corner, but quickly loses it. Here's McLean in front for Camus, couldn't find it as they're trying to dig it free. Here's a shot that will be blocked on its way through as DeBay let that one rip after spinning off the defender. Camus finds DeBay, fights it off, tries to center it, but falls down after a defender clipped him. Carew up for McLean, shot tipped wide in the slot. There's Camus, down for DeBay, back for Camus, shot up, that will go up and high over the blocker's side. Carew pinches in, plays it to the wall, picked up top. DeBay, pass will be off a body, cleared to center. Wildcats able to steer that past the red line. Hall picks it up. Jaden Hall enters the zone, but quickly poked off the puck by a stick. Wildcats have it. Here's Bartow Kelly. Gets the return feed from Morash. Pass intercepted. Here's Burke's shot will go off a stick. Close call there. Nearly another turnover capitalized on by the Subaru, as that was the goal scorer Cameron who let that shot rip, number 11 in blue. Up the wall, Taylor. Intercepted by Terrace. Taylor gets it right back for the Subaru. They'll play it over for Camus. Camus will drag and shoot one low off the stick of Ennis. He'll play that to the corner. Good rebound control from the Wildcats goalie. Sub's able to avoid the too many men call. Wildcats get it. Ringette. Up for Rolls. Here come the Valley in transition. Pass for Terrace. We picked up on the backhand. Holds on to it. Centers it. That's going to be gloved down by Matthias Rusin. We might see a goalie change here soon as we're nearly halfway through the game in total. 8 minutes remaining in the second period. If you want to get real technical about it, they usually do 15, 15, 20, so that'd be 50 minutes of play. So exactly halfway through the game would be 5 minutes remaining in the second. Both goalies would get 25 minutes. But we'll have to wait and see what the decisions are here. That's going to be sent towards the Subaru end off a shin pad as there's another big collision right in front of the Wildcats bench. That's going to be worked on goal and covered up by Ennis once more. Grega, number 8 for the Subaru, steering that one on net. I don't think we covered Grega last season, unless I'm completely wrong, in the U15 Major, U16, or U18 Hockey League, so haven't seen him play myself. That's going to be fought off by Ennis in front after another good few chances from the Subaru. Pass up top here is Grega. Shot low, patted away once again by the Wildcats netminder. Here's Blinn, gets taken down with a stick, and that will result in another Wildcats power play. Another opportunity for the Valley. Only goal of this game came shorthanded for the Subaru, so once again, Wildcats looking to avoid that happening to them again. Zach Fougier will take the face-off against Leo Harpel. Sub shorthanded, Valley up a player. There's a shot off the face-off that will go wide.
2 minutes for Griffin. Time to penalty, 7 minutes, 44 seconds.
Puck comes free down low. Here's Martin to the corner for Harpel. Up top, Blinn shoots one through the screen. Rebound cleared away as that one will bounce off the shoulder of Rusin. Lonergan has it. Here's Rowan Lonergan. Over to Blinn. Blinn will walk in and shoot one off the pad. Rebound generated, but picked up by the Subaru. Valley get it back. A much better showing on this power play. Here's Martin. Over to Harpel on the half wall. Harpel surveying his options. Play to the line for Blinn. Pass across. Shot from the top of the circle will deflect off a body in front. Martin was the body in front of Rusin's eyes, but that might have hit him and gone wide. Subaru will clear that one down. Ennis forced to play it as Zach Fougier right in front of him. He makes another good hesitation move with the puck and will play that safely to hit his defender. Carew pinches in neutral ice and picks off the pass. Here's Fougier again, trying to dangle through the feet of Robichaud. Pass up top, picked up by Smith. Here's Brendan Smith, will dish it back for Carew, trying to kill some clock here in the penalty kill. Carew over to Hall, who will guide that one all the way down. Ennis once again out to play it, has Smith on him, and once again makes the right decision by going backhand. Here's Robichaud. Austin Robichaud gathers speed, dishes it in the middle for Leo Harpel. Played to the opposite boards. Comes available for Hall. He'll take a slap shot, which will send the puck the length of the ice. 10 seconds remaining on a Subaru penalty. Here's Bartow Kelly. Stretch pass, picked up by McLaughlin. Pass across. Robichaud back to the slot. Play to the line. Here's Bartow Kelly. Back to 5-on-5. That's going to be sent across the ice. Got it down by Robichaud. Comes free. Here comes the Subaru 2-on-1. Shot will be fanned on by Sparks. Rebound available for Taylor. Glove down by Ennis off the backhand. A rebound sent on goal. Ennis makes a save off the Wakeham shot. Chance for the Valley to clear. And then we'll get the puck to center. Here's Conlon over to Wakeham. 5 minutes to go at the first. Pass intercepted. Sent to the middle. Wildcats are trying to get a change here. A few bodies have been out there for an extended period of time. Here's Bartow Kelly. Takes the screen from Morash. Pass through center intercepted. Played back for Wakeham. Wakeham will send that length of the ice. Ennis with the paddle will stop it and cover things up with 4:25 to go. Still a 1-0 Subaru lead, and just as I predicted, the goaltenders will switch up. In comes Silas Mullins, played for the Subaru last season, and Ava Fry playing her second straight preseason game for the Valley. Mullins, as I just mentioned, was part of the Valley Wildcats MHL rookie camp, got released and is now looking to get going for his second season with the Subs, while Fry played for the Bedford Bandits last year. Had a great showing in the preseason opener for the Valley on Sunday against the South Shore Mustangs. She's back in the crease for another look in front of the coaches here in the preseason. She'll make her first save, and that'll be a quick whistle. Another face-off. Here's Conlon. Conlon for Taylor. Loses the puck, forced to retreat to center. That's going to be whistled down for offside. There is Mullins, number 1, getting loose for the Subs. Here comes another face-off, this time by neutral ice. One back by the Subaru. Here's Robertson. Braxton Robertson, Ava Fry's teammate last season with the Bandits. Valley find it at center. Steered into the zone. Robertson whacks it loose. Rimmed off the boards. Played to the blue line. Here's a shot tipped and an early test for Mullins as that shot was redirected for his first save of the game. Bit of a funny one there for the Subaru goaltender. Here's Robertson for Camus. Up ahead. DeBay. Lose it for McLean. He'll go wide. McLean backhander kept out by Fry with the blocker. But she keeps this game 1-0. Here's Grega, number 8, for the Subaru. He'll cycle it for Robertson. Robertson leaves it for Jackson Camus. Camus will gather some speed on the far side. Will go wide, still has it. Here comes Jackson Camus, shot off the pad, looking to generate a rebound as Camus went coast to coast. Fry denies that one. Miller from behind his own net, picked off. Here's a chance for Rega. Centering pass, one-timer kept up by Fry as she'll cover up for the whistle. Nice look there and tight for the Subaru. McLean, DeBay, and Camus trying to connect there, but Fry shuts the door. Clute will take the face-off for the Subaru up against Nolan Breen, number 15. Puck dropped. One by the Valley. Pass through the middle, intercepted. Here's a chance for Burke, but he can't get past the pad of his former teammate, Ava Fry. Burke trying to outweight the goaltender, but Fry's seen that move before. Burke in for the draw. Once again against Breen, but this time it's going to be one back for the Subs and a quick whistle off the deflection. Puck sailed out of play. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of the 2026 Nova Scotia U18 Major Hockey League preseason. The first time we've covered the entirety of these exhibition games. It's always a treat to get a good look at the players before the real show begins in mid-September. It's about another whistle. Burke against Breen once more. Puck dropped. One back for Clute. Saved by Ava Fry with the glove right off the face-off. Well-designed play. Here's Carew down low. Jonah Carew, the former Voyageurs Hockey Club captain. Played 2 seasons with the Vs. Now a third-year eligible U18 player looking to crack the Subaru roster. Was an AP for them last season. Here's a chance for the Valley, but that'll be fought off. Troop down low finds Breen. Breen will be nudged off the puck by Carew, gets it back. DDD pass on the blue line. Blinn plays it off the wall, looking for an option. Blinn down low, holds on to it, scans for an opportunity. Pass to the slot for Terrace will hit a defender's stick, kept in at the line. Here's Troop, guided to the corner for Terrace. Clute will find it, he'll fire it off the boards, and that will make its way all the way to center and eventually inside the Wildcat zone. Here's Blinn, has a bit of pressure from Burke. Burke fighting hard for that puck, but Blinn doing a good job of shielding it with his body. Penalty on the play. Slashing will be the call against Maddox Burke. A little too heavy on the forecheck. So another opportunity for the Valley to break through on this power play. They scored 2 on the man advantage in their preseason opener against the South Shore Mustangs on Sunday. They've yet to on the back of the net in any capacity here tonight. Harple in for the draw. One back by Zach Fougier, and that will be sent length of the ice by the Subaru. Ava Fry this time out to play the puck over to Morash. Ryan Morash will slow things down on the man advantage. Bartow Kelly will play it off the skate of Harple, and that will be sent down the ice by Cole Taylor, number 2 for the Subs. Fry forced to play it. Sent down the ice, maybe a 2-on-1 for the Valley. Centering pass will go off the pad of Mullins, who had to extend to make that save. 45 seconds to go in the second. There's a collision between 2 Wildcats to the blue line. Fougier will skate it down the ice. Has Sparks with him. There's a shot from Smith on the toe drag release, and we're going to get a penalty against the Wildcats, which will even things up on 4-on-4. Here's Fougier. Pass will go off a skate, and that will be whistled down. Head contact, a signal from the referee on the goal line. Hunter Martin will head to the sin bin. So we'll have some 4-on-4 that will continue into the third period after the Zamboni break. 27.5 seconds remaining in the middle frame. Face-off will be to the blocker side of Ava Fry. Harpel against Comlin, two Wolverines teammates last season. One on the line for Robertson, but he can't keep that in according to the linesman, despite the opinion of the Subaru bench. Of course, if you're interested in seeing that replay, we're live on YouTube, so just double tap your screen on the left side or hit on the left side of your remote, depending on what you're watching from. And we do appreciate the viewership as well, no matter where you're watching from. Face off, neutral ice. Robertson gets it again. Played for Conlin. Fought off the puck. Chance to advance it. 13 seconds to go. 2-on-2 developing. Nice move. Here's a shot stopped by Mullins. Comes loose on the goal line. They score. With 5 seconds to go, the Wildcats tie the game. Beautiful move to get into the zone. Finished off by Jackson Ringette. Mullins couldn't quite squeeze that one. And with 5.5 on the clock, that will even things up. We'll have to wait to see about the assists on that marker. I couldn't quite see the jersey galloping its way on the far side, but I definitely have to give credit to whoever skated that one in the zone, because that was a beautiful play, and that will do it for the second. 1-1 is your score, as we have some fireworks at the buzzer.
At the end of the second period, Valley Wildcats goal scored by number 22, Jackson Rangat. Assisted by number 14, Zach Banks. And number 18, Leo Harpel. Time of the goal.
So Banks and Harpel get the assist. I believe that was Banks with the stick handling display. We'll get a confirmation on that for the third period, but for now we'll take a break up here in the booth. You're watching the High Button Sports coverage of the Nova Scotia U18 Major Hockey League preseason. We'll be back for the third period in about 12 minutes or so.
For Shaw. There's a set out, they score! And the Maoris win it 5-4.
The year that we all came in, it was a tradesman back then that they had, and we had a ton of fun, and we enjoyed being at the rink. We enjoyed playing hockey, and first taste of kind of being at the rink every day. My first time getting to travel through the province to play. You know, every weekend you're going somewhere else, not just staying in Cape Breton. I'll never forget those days. It was, we'd always drive to the rink, me and a couple of my buddies. The group that we had that year was one of my favorite years in hockey. And, when you grow up, you always hear about the guys in the country are, really skilled, really highly touted, and here it's just, put your work boots on. Back at that age, it's hard to see that. It's hard to see that you're going to be able to play hockey for a living. You're also thinking about your education and all that, and that's very important. My friends, that I've met them through hockey, whether it was through minor hockey, through major midget, through professional. Just enjoy every day you go to the rink. I'm forever grateful for all the opportunities that I've had that hockey brought me, and it all started in Cape Breton with minor hockey, and then on to the major midget league, and I'm forever grateful for all of it.
The following High Button Sports presentation of the Nova Scotia U18 Major Hockey League is a training broadcast. You're currently watching preseason coverage. Our broadcast crew is using these preseason games for training and preparation for the upcoming season. Thank you for your patience as our crew gets our reps in. Regular High Button Sports coverage begins soon.
Company, they are your back to back to back.
Welcome back for the start of the third period. You're watching the presentation of the Nova Scotia U18 Major Hockey League, live on highbuttonsports.ca. Steele Subaru and Valley Wildcat knotted at once heading into the third period. Drew Cameron scored shorthanded in the first period, unassisted marker, while with 5.5 seconds to go in the middle frame, Jackson Ringette, number 22 for the Valley, finished off a beautiful play from Zach Banks, number 14. That goal was scored 4-on-4. The Drew Cameron goal was shorthanded. We are still in that same 4-on-4 scenario for the next 44 seconds. After that, the Subaru will have a power play. As we're ready to go for the third period. It's just preseason, but you know, to these players on the ice right now, it matters just as much as Game 7. A lot of decisions still to be made in terms of who will be on the opening night roster for both sides, Wildcats and Subaru. Now in the third period, here's Terrace. Terrace will work his way towards the net as he'll be fought off. Play to the corner. Conlon and Sparks out there to start off the 4-on-4 for the Subaru. Well, Tyler Fowler out there with Nolan Breen, Jack Terrace, and Jackson Ringette, the goal scorer for the Valley. Here's a pass up the turnover. That's going to be fought off by Silas Mullins. Good look there from Breen, as that's going to be whistled for offside. We'll have a brief Subaru power play, 52 seconds remaining on the Hunter Martin penalty for head contact that occurred back in the second period. Neutral ice face-off. Burke against Harple at center. Wolverine versus Bandit, one back by Harple. Played over for Martin Blinn. He'll fire that the length of the ice. Mullins leaves it for Cole Taylor. Taylor finds McLean. Here comes Hunter McLean, the Drummondville Voltigeur draft pick. He'll put the brakes on the entry. Up for Taylor. Taylor poked across for Burke, who toe drags his way into the slot. Worked over for Cluett. Played back to the line, but forced to retreat as Taylor. Good pressure from the Valley on the penalty kill. Here's McLean. Hunter McLean, the 2010-born Steele Subaru player. He'll enter the zone. Dishes it for Cluett. Back for McLean. Puck bouncing near the boards. McLean up for Cluett. He'll make a move in the slot. Dishes it off for Burke. Burke pass for McLean. Tic-tac-toe. Beautiful goal in the power play from the Subaru. They take the lead right back. McLean finishes it off. A beautiful pass from Burke, who got the puck from Justin Cluett. And that will make it a 2-1 contest. No chance for Ava Fry on that one. Power play goal for the Subaru. They now have a power play and a shorthanded goal to their name tonight. Morash will play it over to Bartow Kelly. He'll take a hit at center from Drew Cameron. Cameron scored the opening goal for the Subaru. Here's Carew from behind his own net, met by two Wildcats. He finds Jack Taylor, number 12, up for Jackson Camus. Camus to Cameron for Taylor, for Carew. Carew shot off the blocker of Fry. Another great look there from the Steele Subaru. Carew couldn't get that one past the blocker. Look on the Wildcats. Bartow Kelly enters the zone on the near side. Fights off the defenders, steers it down low, takes a hit behind the net. Fresh off the bench was Mason Wakeham delivering the boom for the Subaru. That's going to be whistled down after the tangle up in the corner. Face-off will be in the soup zone. They just scored to make it 2-1 on the power play. Hunter McLean finishes off a beautiful setup from Maddox Burke and Justin Cluett. Cluett played for the March and Milko Hunters the last 2 seasons. Was a Charlottetown Islanders draft pick a few years ago. Looks like he'll play his 3rd year of U18 at the Zatzman Sportsplex. So that's going to be fired on goal. Fry will play that behind the net. Ringette fights off pressure. Wildcats retain possession. Pass across for Austin Robichaud. He'll work that into the zone. Picked up by Jaden Hall, the former Dartmouth Voyager in the U16 AAA Hockey League. Hall sent to the blue line, but that will be out of the reach of Fougere and result in an icing. Subaru can't change due to the icing call. Face-off will be in their zone. Shots are 29-10. Score is 2-1, both in favor of the Subaru. Camus in for the face-off. One back by the Subaru. Here's Robertson. Up ahead for Brendan Smith, but kept in the zone by Colby Troop, number 6 for the Wildcats. Pass near the slot will be intercepted. Here comes Smith, takes the pass from Fougere, has a lane. Smith shot up high, kept out by Fry. As there's a nasty hit along the wall, and that will result in another Subaru penalty. Boarding the signal from the referee. The 3rd-year veteran Smith throwing his weight around. That will result in another Valley power play. Special teams have been the name of the game so far tonight. Power play goal for the Subs and a shorthanded one, and the Wildcats goal came on the 4-on-4 scenario, so let's see what comes out of this instance. 16.5 to go in the 3rd. Subaru scored an early goal in this final frame to regain the 1-goal lead they had going into the 2nd. Late goal from the Valley with 5.5 to go in the middle period resulted in a 1-1 tie after 2, but Subaru now up by 1 goal here in the 3rd. So another opportunity on this power play. Here's Blinn to the slot, intercepted, and that's going to be cleared to center. Here comes Owen Sparks in the slot. He'll play it back to neutral ice as they'll try and kill off some clock here. Owen Sparks is a big part of the Steele Subaru last season, especially on the penalty kill, as you saw some poise from the 3rd-year eligible 2009-born forward Sparks on that play. Here's Bartow Kelly, steered into the zone. Wakeham will send that all the way down. Fry out to play it. Will rim it up the wall, trying to get past the forecheck of Drew Cameron. Picked up. Wildcats looking to break out of their own zone on the power play. Pass will be out of the reach of Bartow Kelly. Wakeham will collect it over to Carew. Carew will slap that the length of the sheet. 40 seconds to go in the Wildcats power play. Here's Breen. Will hold it behind his own net. Has pressure from Camus. Will dish it across for Jackson Ringette. Ringette will send that in deep and take a hit. Comes free up top for Breen. Breen to the boards. Play down low for Troop. Up top. Cycled in deep, but picked up by Braxton Robertson. Robertson plays it to center. Intercepted and sent down the ice. Picked up. Here's Hall. Hall will play it to center ice for Jackson Camus, who fights that free to the corner. Penalty now over, so the Wildcats still 0-4 on the power play tonight. Terrace takes over. They'll take a hit at center. That will free up the puck. Robertson sends that down to the Wildcat zone. There's Ringette. He'll take a massive hit from Hall right in front of the Subaru bench. Here come the Subs in transition. Here's Burke. Burke at the top of the circle. Shot off the skate, blocked. Rebound sent towards the crease, but nobody's there to whack it home. Huge hit from Hall. Right on the blue line on Ringette. Just a few moments ago, that got the Subaru up and excited on the bench. McLean fumbles it near his own blue line. Played up for Maddox Burke. Back for McLean. Dishes it for Cluett. Cluett shot off the blocker of Fry, and that will go up and out of play into the netting. Another dangerous chance for the Islanders draft pick. Fry with the blocker. Denies Cluett in tight. Harpel for the Wildcats will take the draw to the blocker side of Fry. Jack Taylor gets kicked out with the face-off. In comes DeBay to replace him. One back to the line. Here's Wakeham over to Carew. Carew will fire that on the opposite boards. Guided up the ice by Troop. Carew extending. Will hold that in the zone for a moment. Bats it out of midair. Carew makes the play up the ice for DeBay. That's going to be intercepted on the entry. Carew gloves it down to the slot. Taylor with the move. Dishes it. Here's a opportunity for Smith. He lets that one rip, but block it away by Ava Fry. Here's Harpel in his own zone. Turned over. Smith shot off the stick of Fry. Makes the save and got it to the corner. Martin looking for the rebound. He'll play that to center for Wakeham. Wakeham loses it. Miller can't handle it. Subaru have it. Here's a toe drag shot that will go off a shin pad in front. Rebound collected by Taylor. Put it on the line for Robertson. Robertson back down low. Smith collects it on the opposite side. Smith to the corner for DeBay. Back for Smith. Shot that will go off a body in front. Might have hit Kellen Miller on the way through. There's Taylor up top. Taylor fakes the draw pass. Still has it to the slot. Smith was all tangled up. Fights it off and will take a spill right into the McDonald's logo in front of Fry's crease and guides that to the corner. Here's Harpel now. Leo Harpel, cross-ice pass out of the reach of Kellen Miller. That will bounce inside the Subaru zone. Valley will head to the bench for some changes. Still 2-1. Here's Robertson. Loses it, but gets it back and plays it back for Hall. Hall met with pressure by Breen. He'll be forced to the corner. Valley get possession back in the offensive zone. Down low, Breen to the line for Morash. Morash back down low. Puck will take a funny hop and end up to the opposite side for Lowergan. Point shot will be blocked. Advance to center. Here's Conlon. Over to Smith. Smith shoots one. Stopped by Fry. I didn't know she made the save, but it went to the corner. Conlon finds the rebound. Over across looking for a pinching cold Taylor, but he couldn't get past the defender's stick. Played to center. Fougier finds Conlon. Conlon back for Sparks. Sparks will shoot one, but that will be stopped by Ava Fry. Battle in the corner. Breen. A chance to clear. That will get past this Wildcats blue line and to center. Played into the zone. There's a centering pass that's going to bounce off of the defender's stick in front. Recollected. Played across. Here's a shot coming from Zach Fougier, who just missed a target on the glove side. That will bounce off the glass. Ends up at the blue line, and Valley will clear that down the ice. Here's Camus looking for an option. Jackson Camus winds up from his own zone. Here comes Camus. Takes it wide on the backhand, bottom of the circle. Shot will go off the shoulder of Fry. Another good look there. Coast to coast Camus nearly made it 3-1. Here's another chance for number 17 Camus, but he couldn't get one past the Bandits goaltender, his former teammate once again. Up to 36 shots of the Subaru. Here's a intercepted pass at center, right off the bench. And that will go under the bench and stop play with 10 minutes to go here in this third period. 2-1 Subaru lead. A late goal from the Valley at the end of the second. And another early one, this time on the Subaru side at the commencement of the final frame. Wildcats win the face-off in front of their own bench. Played to center ice. Zach Banks will play that to the corner, picked up by Wakeham. Carew takes over. Jonah Carew loses it. Here's Banks to the slot for Robichaud. Soup's get it back. Here's Camus looking to spring Cameron, but intercepted. Picked up by the Subaru, but that's going to be played by DeBay inside the zone, but offside. Nine and a half to go. Face-off will be in front of the Wildcats bench and neutral ice. Alex Burke in there to take it for the Subs. One back by the Valley. There's Troop. Troop plays that in the zone. Mullins does not want to play it. Leaves it for his defenseman Hall. Hall up the wall for Justin Cluett. Cluett gets by the Wildcats defender. Makes the play up for McLean. Back for Cluett. Here comes Justin Cluett to the middle. Shot on a full fry, but to no avail. Pad save made by the Wildcats goaltender. Rebound to the corner. That's going to be intercepted by Hall at center. Hall up the boards for Hunter McLean. He finds Burke over to Cluett. Cluett back for McLean with the backhand, scores! Another tic-tac goal from the Subaru line. McLean, with his second of the night, finishes off a beautiful passing play between him, Maddox Burke, and Justin Cluett. Some more chemistry being shown between this trio of players. You might see them together come the regular season. Beautiful move from McLean and tight. He's a big man, but he's showing that he's got some good mids as well. Second goal for the Voltigeurs draft pick.
Steele Subaru goal, his second of the game, scored by number 15, Hunter McLean. Assisted by number
That'll be
16,
another icing call.
And number 20, Justin Cluett. Time of the goal, 11 minutes, 8 seconds. That's McLean from Burke and Cluett at 11:08.
So you can hear the official goal call from the PA announcer. McLean from Cluett and Burke, just like the second Subaru goal. So a dangerous trio is developing down in Dartmouth. Puck picked up at center. There's Cole Taylor. Works that into the zone. Picks it up. Will spin off a check, but gets saved to the wall. Gets it back. Taylor looking to play in front for Conlon, but that will be picked off by the Wildcats. Here they are in transition. Terrace has it. He'll try and get by the Subaru defender, but unable to do so. Sent down the other side. Taylor puts the brakes on. Finds Conlon. That's Jack Taylor who made the pass. Conlon still has it. Down low, loses the handle. Ringette will look for it, but Brandon Smith gets there first. That's going to be sent out of the zone by Terrace. Taylor up for Smith. Looking for Jack Taylor. There's two Taylors trying out for the Subaru. They both played for the Whalers last season. They are not related. They just have the same last name. I found out the hard way last season. That took a funny hop out the door. Here's a shot from Terrace, blocked. Not sure if any of the officials caught that. Funny hop off the Subaru bench doors. There's a collision on the entry. Jack Terrace will collect the puck as the Subaru will retreat as they're offside. Terrace from his own zone. Up for Harpel. Harpel across. Bounces off a shin pad. Picked up by Sparks. Here comes Owen Sparks down the far side. Sparks to his forehand. Shot, rebound kept out by Fry, and she'll cover the puck. Despite a few sticks being shoved in her direction, that will cause a scrum in front of the crease. Might see some penalties in the result of that skirmish. Five on five, the signal looks like Sparks and Jackson Ringette will both out of the box. Game will remain 5 on 5 as indicated by the referee at center with 5 fingers in each hand. Just shy of 7 minutes to go. Face out of the blocker side of Fry. One back by the Wildcats. Here's Blinn. It's going to come free out of the corner. Wildcats maintain possession. Blinn fights off the defense of Cameron, makes the play up ahead looking for Martin, just out of his reach. Looks like Wakeham will get there first. He'll take a hit, loses the puck, centering pass, will go off a skate in front. Cameron up for Zach Fougier. Fougier will play that to the corner, takes a few hits along the way. Fougier stable to the boards. Troop will take over. Troop looking across, but picked off by Wakeham. Wakeham up top. Here's a shot that will go wide past the blocker's side. Might have been fanned on by Fougier. Wildcats get it back. Pass for Miller will be in his feet. Gets it back. 6 minutes ago. Miller sent down for Bartow Kelly. That'll be worked behind the net. Robertson for Hall, who gets hit off the puck by Terrace. Subaru with another chance to clear. Kept in. Here's McGraw. Makes a few moves up top. Now down low. 5.5 to go. Shots are 40-11. Credit to the Subarus. They regain possession in their own end. McLean looking to clear. McLean is on hat-trick watch, has 2 goals for the Subs here tonight. Bartow Kelly loses it. McLean couldn't take the pass from Smith. Here's Hall. Nice move up top. Hall shot stopped by Fry, and there'll be no rebound. Smith parked in front looking to find the secondary opportunity, but there was none. 5:03 to go in the third. Subaru holding on to a 2-goal lead. 2 most recent ones came from Hunter McLean, looking for the natural hat trick. While there's singles from Jackson Ringette and Drew Cameron. Puck dropped. McLean finds it. Ends up at the blue line. Kept in as Cluett fell down, but gets up just in time to get the puck. Here's McLean. Up for Taylor. Taylor, as his pass to go off the stick of Robichaud. Robichaud will fight that to the opposite side. There's a big hit. McLaughlin throwing his weight around on the forecheck. Two-on-two in the corner. Played towards the blue line. That will escape to center. McLaughlin up for Robichaud. Pass through middle will be picked up by Cluett. He'll go into the opposite corner on the dump in. Here's Fowler. McLean gets it on the forecheck, strips him of the puck. Here's Hunter McLean. Will drag, still has it, looking for the hat-trick goal, but he couldn't pull the trigger. He had 2 Wildcat sticks on him, preventing a 3rd goal of the contest for Hunter McLean. Another big hit at center. That'll be played into the Subaru zone. Cole Taylor will start the rush. Taylor up ahead, picked up by Maddox Burke. He'll go through his legs. Burke behind the net, loses it, and he'll get hit to the boards. Puck comes free in the slot. Comlin loses it. Hit from Burke. Here's a shot from Camus, just whistles wide past the glove side. That would have made it 4-1. Glenn with a chance to clear. He's met by the forecheck at Camus. Conlon takes over to the line for Wakeham. Wakeham puts the brakes on the top of the circle. Has it down low. Centering pass will go off the side of the net. Picked up and sent to the line. Here's Carew. Jonah Carew dishes it for DeBay. DeBay over for Camus. Camus looking in front for Conlon. Picked off. Chance for the Wildcats to clear. That'll be played across for Robichaud off his skate. Carew collects it. He'll work that inside the offensive zone. Troop will take over. Troop gets stapled to the boards by Conlon. Here's DeBay off the turnover. Pass up top looking for Wakeham as Robertson accepts it as that got past Wakeham, but Robertson couldn't take it into the zone as he was outside of the zone. That would have been an offside. Nice move there from Breen to get inside the Subaru end, but nudge to the wall. 2.5 to go here in the third. We saw overtime last night at Pictou County. Not sure what we'll see here at the end of regulation. Here comes Wakeham. Mason Wakeham to the slot, but that will make its way past the blue line, and Sub's forced to retreat. There's a bit of a collision at center unintentionally. Robertson still has it. Up ahead for Cameron. That will miss him and end up on the stick of Colby Troop. Troop will go off the glass. Glove down by Robertson. Steered ahead. Picked up. There's Taylor. There's Jack Taylor from behind the net. Centering pass. Kept out. That might have hit the post or the stick of Fry. Either way, it's still 3-1. Hall shot from distance will be blocked by a body in front of the net. Centering pass. Intercepted. Picked up by Robertson. Backhander, no looker, will go off a stick and up and high and out of play. .100 seconds to go here in the third. Subaru have 2 goals unanswered in this final frame. They have a 3-1 lead. If they're able to get the win here tonight, that will improve their record to 5 wins and 1 overtime loss. Looking strong here early on in the preseason. Here's Smith. Smith's shot deflected off a stick, and that will go up and high out of play. Subaru will play tomorrow night at the Zasman Sportsplex against the Weeks in a rematch of yesterday's game. Valley will play the Max tomorrow. That game will also be here at the Apple Dome. That'll be their 3rd straight home game. This time the Max coming into town. Here comes Smith at the top of the zone, poked off the puck. As we're in the last minute of play of the third period. Here's Hall. Jaden Hall takes it behind his own net. Played up for Fougier. Fougier goes wide, has Smith with him. Fougier, pass in front will go off the stick of Ava Fry, defending her crease. Comes free at center, Burke. Looking to go across, but Breen, good stick, prevents a clean pass. Burke gets it back. Here comes Maddox Burke winding his way from his own zone. Burke puts the brakes on at the top of the zone, holds on to it. Burke over to Cole Taylor. Taylor at the top of the circle. Hits a shin pad, played in deep. 15 seconds remaining. Here's Blinn. Fighting off the defender, looking to work that to center. Chipped in by Cole Taylor, and that should just about do it here for this game. Looks like the Subaru are still undefeated in regulation in the preseason. 5 wins and 1 overtime loss. The boys in blue, Silas Mullins and Matthias Rusin combined for the victory here in Berwick. Final shots 41-11. Hunter McLean, 2 goals in the night. Justin Cluett, 2 assists. Maddox Burke with 2 helpers as well. I'd like to thank you for tuning to this preseason coverage of the Nova Scotia U18 Major Hockey League. We're back with 2 more games tomorrow. As I just mentioned before, the Max will head down here to Berwick to take on the Wildcats. Subaru will head back to Dartmouth and face the week's majors. But for now, we'll say sayonara from the Apple capital of Nova Scotia. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a High Button Sports presentation of the Nova Scotia U18 Major Hockey League. We'll see you all tomorrow.